Hey everybody, how's it going? Marcos Villegas for Fight Up TV in Las Vegas, being joined with James Prince. James, fans want to know, when is Shakur going to be back in the ring? What's the latest, and what can you tell them?
Oh man, we're looking forward to fighting this year. The date hasn't been solidified yet, but we hoping sometime this summer with Zapata, if possible.
Yeah, what's your confidence level with Zepeda and Golden Boy and William going through with the fight?
I mean, if everybody honor the word that has already been put out there, then it shouldn't be a problem. And I take a man at his word until he show me something different. So we just waiting on the honor of the word all the way around.
From this point to getting to the summer, do you foresee it being a fairly easy fight to go and get over the line, in your opinion?
No, I don't think it would be easy. I think Zapata, he's a good fighter. This guy throw punches nonstop, so there's nothing easy about it. But at the end of the day, I know Shakur gonna be victorious.
No, I meant in making the fight.
Oh. Yeah, well, that's, once again, that depends on everybody honoring the things that we already agreed on.
In terms of Shakur, after the performance that he had with Josh Padley, what was your take on it? How did you see him, and what did you make of how he fought against an opponent that was given to him on, 3-4 days notice?
Yeah, no, I think he done great. I think Shakur, showed that he can stop these guys when, they fight back and they open up, and I was proud of what I saw.
How crazy was finding the opponent and then the fallout with Schofield? How was that whole situation?
That whole situation was a clown show on them Schofield people's side. You know what I mean? They came up with all types of reasons and excuses prior to the fight to kind of let us know they wasn't fighting, but I didn't want to believe it. You know what I mean? So, it was like a scary situation, because they could have ruined our whole fight day by that move that they pulled. But, thanks to Eddie Hearns, he was able to pull a rabbit out the hat and keep us on that card.
Yeah, when you started hearing the reasons as to why they had to pull out the fight, and they showed the picture of Floyd in the hospital, what went on through your mind?
Hollywood, Shirley Temple, Hollywood bullshit. You know what I mean? That's what went on my mind, and it was like confirmation of all the lies and different things was said and told prior to the fight. It's little dude, he from Texas, but that was some clown shit that they pulled.
For you guys as a team, does that disqualify him now for any future fights?
I can't speak on him as far as, I guess, Oscar them is concerned, but I wouldn't rely on him to ever fight Shakur again. But I would like to see him, come up to fight Abdullah Mason. Yeah, maybe he would stay well enough to receive that ass whooping.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting little fight there, too. Abdullah fights this weekend, but yeah, I would be interested in seeing that.
Yeah, I would, too. I think I would hope Oscar them wouldn't babysit him to the extent where they wouldn't let him fight a fight where it's pretty much a level playing field. Experience-wise, they should have the edge, but I call it a level playing field.
You've been around the boxing game for a long time. You understand the nuances of boxing. What do you make of some fans' opinions of not being a fan of Shakur's style?
Well, opinions are like assholes, Everybody got one, and, it have to be respected. But those of us that understand the true science of boxing, the art of hit and don't get hit, we can appreciate Shakur Stevenson. See, I remember people felt the same way about Floyd Mayweather, and we know how that ended. The guy ended up being one of the biggest, pay-per-view stars ever. So, people have their opinion. They have the right to like what they like and not like what they don't like. You know what I mean? I'm not criticizing that, but as far as the true art and science of boxing, he's special.
When we look towards the biggest fight that can be made for Shakur, Gervonta comes up. Being so astute with making fights, is that how difficult of a fight is that to make?
Well, I don't think it's really difficult to make. I think the people involved just have to want to make the fight. You know, once everybody are like-minded with making the fight, you know, beginning with Devontae. Once Devontae say, okay, I'm going to run my own career, I'm going to be my own man, and I'm going to get this money because ain't no loser in that fight. You know, the payday on that fight, you know, ain't no loser. So he just has to, you know, stand on his two and with all the 10 toes connected with it and be like, yo, let's get it on, homie. Because the hood, we want to see that, you know. Ghettos and hoods around the world, that's the one they want to see. So why not get the people what they want?
In the week leading up to his Roach fight, Tank did a huddle with the media, and they asked him about the Shakur fight. And he stated that what has Shakur done, he felt that Keyshawn has done more and that Shakur should fight Keyshawn before even talking about a fight with him.
Yeah, well, that's an excuse and an exit plan, you know what I mean? Whenever you have represented the United States of America and won a silver medal where all the world was watching, you know what I mean? That would in itself carry weight of, you know, supremeness. So we ain't trying to hear that, you know what I mean? There ain't no need of trying to patch them two up because y'all the two that the world want to see. So let's satisfy the people and let's not put our tails in our ass no kind of way and let's handle business because I look forward to working with Gervonta someday. So I want to get this one over with so, you know what I mean, I could befriend him and take him to the next level.
As in, like, advising him and helping him out?
Yeah, just all kinds of ways. I like the brother because he's from the hood, and I know, you know, when we all from the hood, we can relate to one another just a little better. You know what I mean? And I got some things I want to say to him and share with him that I don't think nobody has shared with him. But, you know what I mean? Come on, let's get this out the way with Shakur because this remind me of like the Diego Corrales and Floyd Mayweather fight from back in the day. You know what I mean? And we all know how that ended, and we all know that I end up working with Diego as well. You know, so that's going to happen no matter how it happens. You know, I think it's a great fight, and let's get the people what they want.
It doesn't turn out like that Mayweather-Corrales fight, though, right? Like,
I don't know if he get knocked down 3 times and if his people throw the towel in the corner or any of that kind of stuff, but I do know Shakur would be victorious.
for you, like, is it a very technical fight? Is it a fight where we see Shakur maybe go to Gervonta? Like, how do you see it with your boxing mind?
I see it as being like an enigma. It's one of them things that, you know, styles make fights. So if a person gonna complain about a person boxing and moving and this and that, then stop them from doing that. You know what I mean? You got that right in the room, anything in the ring. Anything you don't like that you say this man is doing, stop him from doing it. That's what's gonna make you special. But all that complaining about how somebody fight and this and that, you know, that ain't shit. If he get in the ring and whoop you doing the same thing, then you just have to accept that because you ain't do your job to stop him from the very thing you complaining about.
On a final topic for you, James, just kind of pick your brain over TKO and Dana White coming into the boxing. How do you see that shaking out, and just overall, what do you make of it?
I don't really have an opinion on that because a lot of people do a lot of talking and don't nothing happen. So, you know, before I could speak on something like that, I have to see the actions and the results of one's work. You know, all that conversation about what somebody gonna do, I've been hearing that shit a long time, so don't mean nothing to me.
All right, James, appreciate the time. Thank you so much. All right, Marcos Viegas here in Las Vegas. James Prince, Fight Up TV.